When you activate and do this work in and on yourself to raise up your Kundalini serpent fire power up through your body to your crown, to be crowned, so that you're sitting on the throne of your power, of your purpose, and of your pussy, you conjure demons. Yeah. When you do this work on and in yourself to raise up your power, your purpose, your mission, why you are here, your talents, your gifts, your skills, your abilities, you literally are conjuring demons. You are hanging out with demons. You are activating your demons. Your demons become your allies. Your demons are your friends. But let me tell you why. Welcome to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy. I am your host and creator of this colony and the many colonies we're building around our globe, hell, around our galaxies at this point. I am your queen bee, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. AKA Nova, also known as the Gypsy Empress. Let's get into this message, y'all. Listen, we've talked about this before, but some things bear repeating. So I'm repeating it because my spiritual guides say how to repeat it. So I'm going to repeat it. Listen, when you do this work on and in yourself to heal your root chakra, when you do this work on and in yourself to remember who you are and why you've come to this planet, why you were born, okay? To remember, i.e. put back together all parts of yourself for your mission and your purpose as it relates to your gifts, your talents, your skills, your beauty, your magnetism, okay, your confidence. Remembering putting back together all parts of yourself from other past lives, from past lifetimes, okay? All the powers that we've scattered throughout the universes, bringing them back to us, because this is where we are right now, right? So when we talk about calling your power back to you, this is what this means. You are calling all of your powers back to you from other lifetimes, past lives. We ain't leaving nothing back there. This is where we are right now. Come to me. Come to me. Meet me where I am. I need you here in this lifetime. Hello? I need you here in this time space continuum. I need you here with me because we've got some things to do. We've got some missions to fulfill, right? So I need all my power. I need all hands on deck. And when I say all hands on deck, that means not only God, but Lucifer. Lucifer meaning your light. We've talked about this before, that as the activated alchemists and chosen ones, you are the true Illuminati. You're Illuminati because you've been illuminated. You're illuminated because you've come into the power of who and what you are and why you've come to this planet. You are enlightened about some shit now. You are hip to some shit. You are wise to the game, right? You're now wise because you've awakened your serpent. Your serpent is what? Is wise, right? In the modern day biblical reference, talk about the serpent being wise, right? This is what you're awakening yourself. You are awakening your dragon. You being the mother of dragons. We talked about this before. 333. Again, 333 on the timer. Look that up if that number resonates with you as it does with me. This means this message is aligned. This message is aligned. I'll get back to you in a second, honey. It's one of my boo things. Listen, no, I'm kidding. When you do this work on and in yourself, okay, you are awakening your demons. You are communing with demons. Remember, it's not only light, it's dark. It's not only heaven, it's hell. We talk about the yin and the yang, angels and demons, okay? Now, as you all know, spirit guides us to look up words all the time. I really wish the camera hole was here because this is where I'm seeing myself. I can't look just directly into I can look into the abyss, into the darkness, but I'd rather look here. Anyway, as you all know, spirit guides us to look up words. How do we turn pain into power? By getting a shifted perspective about things. How do you get a shifted perspective about things? By looking shit up, right? As the alchemist, you must become wise. You must become well-versed, well-read, right? And all thy getting, get what? Understanding, get wisdom. And in order to get wisdom, you have got to awaken your Kundalini serpent. Why? Because the serpent is wise. And when your wise serpent activates and rises up in you, it is hipping you to some shit. It is putting you on game. Your serpent has got all the tea. What? Our serpents have got all the tea. Yeah, give me a second, y'all. I'm feeling guided to burn my Palo Santo. Give me a second. I'm not going to even edit this out. Nope, I'm not. Give me a second. Your serpent has got all the tea. I'm hearing, what's that song from the Hunger Games? Strange things are happening every day. Strange things are happening every day. Strange things happening every day. Strange things happening every day. She didn't exactly sing it like that, but I did. Listen, hold on, y'all. What do y'all think about this background? Cute, huh? I usually save these for Patreon, patreon.com/Alcheminity. If you're not a member there, become a member there. This is where you get all the yummy, juicy deep dives we talk about. Some of the stuff I can't say here on YouTube. It's too much for YouTube, okay? Some of my stuff has already been reported as too much. So if you like the too muchness, join me over on Patreon. We have a whole sanctuary over on Patreon. I love my members on Patreon. Oh, we have so much yummy stuff that we talk about and that we dive into. So if you like that, just say you like it deep. Say you want it deep. Say I want it deep. And then become a member over on Patreon, okay? But usually I save these backgrounds for Patreon. But I thought I'd give y'all a little treat. Just a little treat. Just to give you a little taste. A little taste. Let you taste it a little bit. But for the full Monty, become a member over on Patreon. All right, listen. As you all know, we are guided to look up words. Even if we think we know the meaning of them, we look them up. And the reason we look them up as alchemists and activated and chosen one is because we need the shifted perspective about what things mean. Because what the world has taught us has been half truths, right? Only part of the story. This is why so many of us feel scattered, because we only know half of ourselves. We've only been taught half of ourselves. And the other parts of ourselves, we've been taught to vilify and demonize and suppress. When you take the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, you are journeying into the shadow parts of yourself. You are journeying into the darkness to uncover and learn these other parts of yourself that we've been taught to hide. This is why so many of us feel split. This is why so many of us feel out of alignment with our power and our purpose, because we have praised one part of ourselves and demonized the other parts of ourselves. You cannot be a full-fledged human accepting one part and not the other. This is a love and a marriage. This is a divine marriage between dark and light, heaven, hell, angels, the demons, God, Lucifer. Okay? Even your shadows is its own kind of light. Even demons are your angels. They just happen to live in the shadows. And they're only in the shadows because that's where we suppress them. That's what we have kept them hidden. That's what we imprisoned them, i.e. imprisoned ourselves. This is why we feel split. This is why we don't feel whole. This is why a lot of us feel powerless. This is why many of us have suffered from anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. That energy is rising up from the shadows of ourselves, telling us, hey, what about us? What about me? What about these other parts of you that you've hidden in the shadows of you? What about me? What about us? So when you do this work on and in yourself and you journey on the dark night of the soul odyssey, you go in and you set the other parts of yourself free. We've talked about this before, i.e. your demons. So when you activate and do this work on and in yourself to raise up your energy, you are raising up your demons. You are literally raising hell. Yeah, you are raising hell. I talk about this in depth in my book, Activate. If you haven't gotten your copy, go ahead and get it. All right. It's on Amazon in paperback or ebook. I would suggest those of you who are on this Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey and coming into this knowledge about Kundalini and your power and the power we awakened from our root chakra, raising this energy up. If you're new to this or you're, again, coming into the power of yourself, start with the book, start with Activate. It's a good place to start. Okay. So again, let's get back to it. We are guided to look upwards for a deeper perspective and deeper meaning. I looked up the derivative of where the word demon even came from. I needed to know where it began. Where did it start? And then how and why did it get this, again, negative connotation attached to it? Why did people start to vilify it and suppress it and make it something wicked and wrong and malicious? We'll get into that in just a minute. So here's a definition that I found. It's spirit guided to me. The word demon comes from the ancient Greek word daimon, D-A-I-M-O-N, which originally meant a spirit, divine power, or a guiding spirit. Strange things are happening every day. Let me read that shit again. This is. Let's read it again. All right. The word demon comes from the ancient Greek word daimon, which originally meant a spirit, divine power, or guiding spirit. The word passed into Latin as daemon and then into Middle English around 1200 AD. Over time, especially with the translation of the Hebrew Bible into Greek and the rise of monotheism, meaning one God instead of many, right? The word acquired negative connotations and came to specifically refer to evil spirits. Dum, dum, dum. Now, how do we get from a spirit, meaning divine, and a guiding spirit to something that is evil and wicked? How did we get here? Well, I'll tell you what my spirit guides told me. All right. As I journeyed into my own root chakra, remember, ladies, okay, Alcheminity, I'm here for my ladies. All right. For my fellas that are here, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad this resonates with you. I got a comment from my husband. I'll get back to the message in a minute, but I got a comment from my husband who they are in, I forget where they are. I think they're in the UK. Forgive me. I can't remember where you are, but he reached out and said, thank you for what you share on Alcheminity. Your messages speak to me and my wife so much. When I tell you that arouses me and turns me on in more ways than one, that I have couples who watch me. I have non-binary people who watch Alcheminity, trans people, asexual people, married people, LGBTQIA people, my straight heterosexual people. That's from hello, I'm strictly dickly here. But I thank you that y'all are here and feel guided to be here. But I love that my men are here. I love that you're here and that you're bringing your wives to the colony, that y'all are watching together. That excites me. It really does. My shadow self is like, but don't invite me as a threesome. I ain't with that shit, okay? Not this lifetime. I'm gonna have to talk to y'all about some things over on Patreon, by the way. When I tell you we attract it all when we activate, we really do. We attract it all. People who want to invite you in. We'll talk about that over on Patreon. Listen, let's get back into it. So how did we get from demon being a divine guiding spirit to something evil? And what my spiritual guides told me and what my wise serpent shared with me is that humans do stupid shit, right? Power is power, and what you do with it is up to you. And so you have people who, this is why I talk about emotional intelligence and mental health. This is why I bring this up, because you shouldn't be activating and conjuring any type of power or energy or spirits unless you are mentally stable to do so. Unless you are emotionally intelligent enough to do so, or else you will be a stupid motherfucker doing stupid shit. You will be like a child. You will be like a child with a loaded gun, just shooting up the place because you pissed off, because you're unhappy, because you're jealous of somebody, because they're in their power and in their purpose, but you feel out of alignment with yours. And so you want to tap into a power to try to manipulate, to try to harm, try to be toxic. I talk about this stuff in Activate, where the witch hunts came into play, right? It was stupid people doing stupid shit to other people. It had nothing to do with the power or the divine spirit itself. It has everything to do with the stupid motherfucker that tapped into some shit they weren't ready for. Forgive me, I get a little angry. I get a little passionate. I'm not going to say forgive me. This is a part of being in your divine energy. There's such a thing as divine anger. And I tap into my divine anger when I think about this 3, 4, 5 on the clock, because people are tapping into a power that they're not ready for. They're not emotionally intelligent for. They're not mentally stable for. You're jealous of somebody, so you try to tap into a power because you want to siphon their energy and their power. This is where we talk about destiny swappers. People try to swap destinies. People who try to do beauty spells on you. Beauty spells meaning trying to take your beauty. People tapping into power to do nefarious shit. This is how demons got. This is why and how the story of demons getting kicked out of heaven into hell, this is where it comes from. Because when you conjure your spiritual energy, when you conjure certain spirits, there are people who conjure energy, okay, tap into power, and they request these powers within themselves to do things. And so, whether y'all know it or not, angels and demons are in charge. They are in position to do what we say. For those of us who grew up religious, I grew up Baptist and Christian, Jehovah's Witness. My mother tried it all, right? And I say tried it all, not that we were so wild and she was trying to try it all, but we grew up in these different types of faiths. And so if you are of the traditional religious doctrine, you have probably been taught, right, that you got to say so over angels and demons. They bow at your feet. You tell your angels what you want them to do for you. You have the power over heaven and hell. Haven't you been taught that? And so if this is the case, since this is the case, right, you have the power to tell angels and demons what you would like them to do for you. These are spiritual entities and powers that we get to call on for help. Unfortunately, because they are responsible for guiding us, you have an angel on one shoulder and demon on the other, right? They are responsible for being our overseers, okay? And unfortunately, because they're responsible for being our overseers, there have been people who have misused and abused their demons, which are their angels who live in the shadows. And it's actually a really sad thing when you think about it. It's really quite sad when you think about it. They've been used to do things to other people because of a stupid motherfucker who told them to do it. But Spirit has wanted me to say this, and I talk about this again in Activate, that as evolution happens, spirits have also evolved. Demons have evolved. Angels have evolved. Heaven continues to evolve as we evolve. And so these divine spirits are no longer going to be doing the bidding for stupid motherfuckers. They've evolved, meaning they've become more enlightened. Okay. So they won't even activate and do anything for you or with you. They won't guide you. They won't protect you. Again, they're guiding spirits. They won't guide you. They won't protect you. They won't safeguard you. They will not help you. They will not assist you unless you've done the work in and on yourself to reach a vibrational frequency for them to be able to come in and support, help, and guide and protect you. They're saying, even demons are saying, to hell with this. No. Even demons are saying, hell no, we will not. Because they've evolved. I'm hearing Spirit say it. I'm going to say it exactly the way I'm hearing. We had hoped that you all would have done better. We had hoped that you all would be better. We had hoped. But since you cannot and will not do the work on yourself to be rulers and leaders of yourselves, we cannot trust you with this power. So we are building a fail-safe. We have built a fail-safe. And many fail-safes have been activated. We had hoped you would have done better. So we cannot leave you to your own vices anymore. The only way you'll be able to tap into and activate your demons, and you want to activate your demons, you want to commune with your demons. When you journey down into the shadows of yourself, you're journeying down into your hell. Again, for my ladies, you're journeying down into your root chakra, which is your shadow underworld, i.e. your pussy. When we work together one-on-one, this is what I help you dive into, come into these understandings and awakening that power from there so that you can commune with it, so that it can guide you and protect you and safeguard you and help you and assist you. Okay? But unless you do this work on yourself to develop your mental health and your emotional intelligence, angels will not help you. Demons will not help you. You will be virtually and utterly alone. Because they're fed up. They're fed up with the BS. They're fed up with how humans have attacked each other and been toxic to one another for no reason. Out of jealousy, out of hate, out of toxic competition. Somebody looks different from you. You're jealous because they look different. They walk different. They carry themselves a certain way. You're jealous. And you're only jealous because you refuse to do the work on it in yourself. You don't want to do the work. You want to take shortcuts. There are no more shortcuts. You can't light a candle. You can't rock a crystal. There ain't nothing you can wear or put on your body that would help you quantum leap into this power. You have got to go into the muck and do the work. You've got to do it. Because demons and angels will no longer help you. They've evolved, okay? When you do this work on and in yourself, you conjure demons. And your demons are the parts of yourselves that we have hidden away, right? Your demons are your spiritual guides. Your demons are your ancestors. Think about it. We were taught to demonize and vilify calling on ancestors. Right? It's wrong to call on ancestors. That's evil. That's demonic. That's devil worship. But you should call on this spirit called Jesus. This is your savior, and eat of its flesh and drink of its blood. I'd rather call on the spirits that I know, not the spirit I don't know. Don't call on your ancestors. Call on something called the Holy Spirit and tell it to come into your body. I'd rather call on the spirit, the devil I know, as opposed to the devil I don't. Hello. When you activate and do this work in and on yourself, you are conjuring your demons. And your demons are these parts of yourself, again, that we've suppressed and kept hidden. For example, The demons, the spirits that I've awakened in me, one of them being the confidence that I have in my sensual and sexual energy, right? Especially for many of you who've experienced some sort of sexual trauma, you have taught yourself or have been taught to suppress, right? You hide this part off because it's uncomfortable when your sensual sexual energy has been violated. The number one thing you suppress is your sensual and sexual energy for many. Okay. You don't want that to awaken anymore because that caused you to be hurt. That caused somebody to come into your life and hurt you and harm you and try to steal your power, right? Excuse me, my lower back. Speaking of, I've been doing a lot of root chakra work for years, and I feel my sacrum, my bone, it has really activated, and I feel one of the symptoms when you're activating is feeling these kinks in your body that is proof that you are awakening power or proof that there's still stuck in stagnant energy there. So with me, I'm always doing work in my pelvic area to make sure the energy is flowing and not being stuck. But I can feel the amount of work I've been doing in my root chakra because I feel it. I feel it in my sacrum. We'll talk about that, maybe symptoms of awakening and activating, what it actually feels like and looks like in the body. Maybe we'll dive into that. So these spirits within yourself that you're awakening are your gifts, are your talents, are your skills, right? Again, part of the work that I've done in myself to awaken my demons, one of my demons I was suppressing was my sensual and sexual energy. And when I talk about sensual and sexual energy, it's categorically different, fundamentally different from sex. It's not about sex. Sexuality and sensuality are fundamentally different from sex. They may be in the same category, but they're fundamentally different. Sensuality and sexuality has to do with your power on a spiritual level. Okay. And so because of the lack of confidence I experienced as a child, my sensual and sexual energy was suppressed, which kept my beauty suppressed, kept my confidence suppressed, right? Kept me from dressing a certain way, showing up a certain way, kept my throat chakra blocked. Because again, we're talking about raising energy up. So if you're not raised, you have to start at the root. So if you're not raising this energy up, all of these chakras here remain blocked. You can't start. People always say, well, you need to open up your third eye chakra. You need to open up your crown chakra. Those won't open unless you start at the root because the power to open them and unlock them is from your root. You have to raise it up to unlock the rest. And so I'm only able to do this. I was only able to create Alcheminity because I came into my sensual and sexual energy. I activated my sensual and sexual energy because I activated my confidence. I'm only able to speak on the things that I speak about is because my throat chakra is now activated. And it's only activated because I raised up the energy from my pussy to my throat so that it can speak. You have to open up down here in order for this to open up. Okay? What that neck do? Okay? I'm trying to see what that neck do. What does that throat chakra do? I'm showing you what it does by speaking to you here. You know what it does, okay? You can experience the power of my pussy through my voice. It's activated. So many of you have written me and told me how my voice is soothing to you, okay? Some of my male friends, when we talk sometime, oh my God, I can just listen to your voice all day, Timmesha. Some of my male friends have told me how they played voice recordings or voice messages that I've left for them, how they play them on repeat. You know why they play them on repeat? Because they are experiencing my pussy power through my voice. This is what we work on together when you work one-on-one with me. All right. Let's keep going. Listen. When you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you are activating and conjuring and waking up your demons. And your demons are these parts of yourself that you were too afraid to awaken because it was considered too taboo, too unorthodox. It was considered too much. When you awaken these demons, people look at you like, who you think you are, who she thinks she is. Demons, from the ancient Greek word daimon, which originally means spirit, divine power, guiding light. When I created the merch, Pussy Power, I mentioned in Pussy Power that we are awakening and activating the spirit of our yoni for more than just penetration. This is what this means, okay? The spirit of your yoni is your demon. Your demon is something that you've suppressed. D, when we break down the prefix and the suffix of a word, always do this. As activated alchemists, this is what we do. We break shit down so it can forever and always be broke. All right. D means to depress, to press down, to suppress. Look it up yourself. You don't have to take it from me. I'm just bringing up the information here so that it could penetrate you on a deep level, so it can penetrate you. We want to be penetrated, right? We'll save some things for Patreon. Listen. Demon, D-E, meaning to depress, to press down, to suppress. Okay. E-M-O-N, short for emotions. Okay. Depressing, suppressing, vilifying, hiding these emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. We are suppressing an energy. We have been taught to suppress an energy, spirit, divine power. Your divine power are your gifts, your spiritual abilities, your talents, your skills. Your divine power is also your beauty. Do you know how divine it is to be attractive? Do you know how divine beauty is? We talked about this before. Even your beauty can heal, can uplift, can empower, can motivate, can inspire. Do you know that many of you are probably suffering from anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts because you are hiding and demonizing your beauty? Your beauty can exist on many. I don't mean just physical beauty. I mean, your beauty can be your voice. Your beauty can be the way that you dance. Your beauty can be, again, your talent, your gifts, your skills, your ability. Your beauty can be the way you make people laugh. That's some beautiful shit to be able to make people laugh. Your beauty are your skills. That's some beautiful shit to be able to, I don't know, hit a golf ball 100 yards and make it into a hole. I'm just saying. It's a beautiful thing that you're able to transform somebody and help them feel more confident because you did their makeup so amazingly because you're a great makeup artist, or you did their hair so beautifully because you're a great hairstylist. It's a beautiful thing to be able to have growing hands. You grow people's hair. You help women suffering from alopecia. People ever said you had growing hands? That is your beauty. It's a beautiful thing, and you've suppressed it. Nobody even knows that you have growing hands because you've never stepped into that power because you haven't activated it. And you haven't activated it because you lack the confidence to do so. You lack the confidence to show up in your beauty, in your talents, in your skills, in your abilities. You lack the confidence to do this because you have suppressed your demons. And you've suppressed your demons because you've been taught to fear your demons, i.e. fearing yourself, i.e. fearing your power, i.e. fearing your gifts, your beauty. You fear your own beauty. And because you fear your own beauty and your talents, you fear your demons, you continue to suffer. You continue to suffer. You will continue to suffer if you don't conjure your demons. Strange things are happening every day. Okay? When you activate and do this work in and on yourself, you conjure demons. You commune with demons. You commune with not only your light, but your dark. You walk not only in the light, but you walk in your shadows. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I shall fear no evil. And you fear no evil because that so-called evil is you. You no longer fear evil because you no longer fear yourself. You no longer fear the shadows that live in the shadows of the darkness because those shadows are you. They are your spiritual guides. Look up demon yourself. Again, they are guiding spirits. They're meant to safeguard you, to guide you, protect you, to help you, to support you in your mission and in your purpose. Okay, we're going to end it right there. If this resonated with you, make sure you like, Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get up in the comment section. Don't forget to become a member over on Patreon. If you're ready to work one-on-one and activating and your mission and your purpose through your pussy, awakening your wise serpent, awakening your demons, okay? Your demons being your talents, your skills, your gifts, your abilities, your beauty, all that stuff you suppressed, depressed. Email me. All that information is in the description box. One-on-one is now available. It's only for a select few of you. I don't work with everybody, okay? I don't work with everybody. You've got to be ready to activate and work with me. I work with you on a root level. So if you're ready for that, email me. All right. I'll see y'all. I'll speak to y'all in the next episode. Ciao for now. Mwah.